So now that you have basic rooms already set up and drawn, let's say I'm just going to put a second one right here very quickly. Like let's say you have all your rooms drawn out. The very next thing that you probably would want to do is put windows and doors in this. But before we get there, one thing I do want to show you is the difference between 2D and 3D. Now 2D, of course, we know is flat. Whenever we're dealing with blueprints and floor plans and stuff like that, we're looking straight down from the top like an aerial view of our project. So right now we're looking straight down. To get to the 3D view, over here on the right hand side, you click on 3D. It'll take a few seconds and then it loads up. Right now, my camera zoomed in way too far and it looks kind of funky. So what I would suggest is maybe hit the recenter button. There we go. And now you can see like the outside of our room here. Now, in order to move your camera around, there's a few different things you can do. First, you can change your field of view, which basically is like zoom in and zoom out. The other thing you can do is you can take one of these like little, this is like to adjust your lighting if you want. You can also take this camera right here and you can start to maybe move it up or down like this. And then in order to, let's see, get that camera angle to change, you can usually right click and it'll start to change it. But one thing to keep in mind is when you're in this view, you can look around, but you can't necessarily do anything when it comes to, how should I put this? You can't add anything or delete anything. In order to go back to that menu, you got to go back to 2D, okay? So let's imagine it this way. We got our bedroom over here and our kitchen over here. And this is the outside of our house. And remember, like I said before, those black lines we see on the 2D view, that's the top of the walls. So let's click back to the 2D view. Let's talk about windows and doors. So we're just going to look at these two here. There's millions of different types of doors and windows. Design, completely up to you, and the function is, different for different applications, but the function of a door, let a person in, let a person out. For a window, it not only lets light into a room naturally, but the other purpose is it also can allow for ventilation of air, like for a cool breeze, or let's say it's you need warm air to come in or whatever. So let's talk about doors first. If we click on doors, here's the 3D view. So there's a whole library of doors here. You got to make sure you select the right one for the right application. Like right here, that's a garage door. Obviously, we don't want to use that. When you hover over top of it, it'll tell you what type of door it is. Revolving doors, yeah, we're not going to get into that. And then we have French doors here. We have single doors. We have full light doors, like a classic door. And this is what it looks like in a 3D. If we click on this little slider indicator, this is what the symbol looks like in 2D. So what this represents is right here is the door. Imagine like the door frame itself when it's closed. When it swings open, this is the arc or the path that it travels. And right here is basically the door itself. So this door, for example, if you're coming in this direction, swings out and to the left. So if we go back to the 3D view, it's this one right here. I think what I want to do is go for this classic front door right here. And usually the ones that have glass in them are the ones you put on the exterior. Interior doors between rooms, usually you stick with classic or standard doors. Like if I want a door between these rooms here, the bedroom and the living room, what I'm going to do, or the kitchen, whatever it is I'll take one of these and I can either switch between 3D or 2D. You have to click and hold and drag. And automatically it'll snap to a wall. You can't place it in any other place. And to place it, you just simply let go and boom, right there we have a door placed. Now to move this door, two things you can do. Click on it once and you can use your arrow key to move it, or you can click on it and move it back and forth like this. Just try not to click on it and click these sliders because that makes it too big or too small. I wouldn't touch any of that stuff if I were you, so try to stay away from that. Get rid of this. To delete it, you just click on it and press delete. It's pretty simple. So let me get a door back in here. I'm going to place that guy right here. And usually what people try to do is, for the most part, they try to take a door and put it so when the swing, like the opening happens, it swings and it's not right against the wall. There's a little gap like right here in this area here, but it swings out into a wall like that. Now, if you have a door that swings in the wrong direction, like this one swings open this way, because you can tell from the arc is over here, this part, if it's open, will be against the wall. The way you can change that direction of the swing is you click on it once, and you have these little things, which basically look like shark fins. You can swing it either left or right. Oh, I'm sorry, left or right there. So if you want to swing into the bedroom, you can do that. Swing into the living room, you can do that. If you want to be on the opposite side, you can swing it that way, but for us, we want to be on that side, just like that. Now, if we go back to our 3D view, let's recenter it. And if we can rotate, right there's our door. It's hard to see because it blends in pretty well, but our door is right there. Perfect. So let's go back. So, I mean, usually for most rooms, like for example, a bedroom has one main door going in and one, like just one door, one going in and out. And then you might have one to go in a closet, for example. So if you were able to like draw a closet, you could start by maybe clicking back here. Let's make the closet about 8 foot long. It's going to be a big walk-in closet. Boom, there we go. And then for a door, how about for a closet? Let's see if we have closet doors here. Pocket doors, folding doors. Sometimes you have to search around the menu to find the right ones. Harmonica doors, mover doors. I think for now we're just going to call it just a regular door. Let's go with this one as standard. Click and hold and drag it in. And usually for like a closet, and let me change this to a closet. And usually for a closet, the door doesn't swing into the closet. The door should be swinging out like this. Perfect. Good. All right, now that we have that done, the next thing that we can do is windows. Same basic principle, except we don't have to worry about swing, like how it swings out the door itself, that is. Click on a window. These are what they look like from the outside. So there's all these different types. So you have your 2D version and your 3D. So if you want like a regular old double window that slides up and down, this is called a double hung window. We can click and hold, drag that in, and it'll snap to a wall. And let's say we want doubles on this side. I think they look pretty nice. We're going to put one there. And then we'll put one right here. Just like that. We can get it pretty close. And right there, if we go to our 3D view, let's go back to that. Zoom out a little bit and take a look. Right there, we got two windows. Just like that. Pretty easy. So, go back to 2D by clicking on that. So it's pretty easy. I mean, you just got to think visually when you're going and planning this out. Where do you want these to be placed and what's the purpose of it? It's a good idea to make use of natural lighting as much as possible and have, for the most part, there are rules for how many windows you should generally have per like room, but generally speaking, you want to have like a handful just to make sense. And one other feature I didn't mention, we can change these up here. I did mention them before, but I didn't show you. Now that we have something made, we can change between materials if we want. That one doesn't show too much of a difference, but this one takes everything away. There we go, just like that.